name is Rob McMahan, and I own Painter Bros of Scottsdale and Phoenix. I was actually looking for a business opportunity and knew I wanted to do something on my own. After looking around at a lot of different options and evaluating the different businesses that were for sale and the franchise opportunities, I went with Painter Bros for two different reasons. The first, it was an existing operation here in Arizona. It had been a corporate location in the East Valley, a little bit further away from where I am right now, but existing customers, existing name, and reviews that people could trust the company. So I felt like it would have a firm foundation to grow rather than some other companies where it would be a clean start and would have to be built from the ground up. This way I could get something that actually had some established business volume, name, painters, and it would give me a leg up to get going more quickly. The second thing was that with Painter Bros, I saw an opportunity to not just service what I thought of traditionally painting, doing houses, residential, inside and out, interior, exterior, but it was really going for the corporate customers. It was going for that type of a bigger opportunity where you're not looking at having a franchise that can replace your income, but can actually go beyond what I was actually earning in the corporate world. So the opportunity to do things like a Walmart that it would be very unlikely I could ever get on my own, and to get some of these larger opportunities that Painter Bros works on at a national level for me and the other franchisees. That was something that really stood out because I saw that as a way to get scale and volume in a way that I just didn't see another pathway for it. Other franchises I looked at really focused upon, yes, you will have a job ticket of a few $1,000s and you'll repeat that hundreds of times a year with different residential customers, but it's a lot easier to grow if you start getting six-figure jobs and you repeat a few of those each year. That allows you to grow and to actually become a much larger operation. That's what I found really attractive about Painter Bros. I think Painter Bros training is something that's ongoing because they're always updating the systems that we work with and the opportunities we have and the partners that we work with through Painter Bros. So they bring in different vendors to help us with things like safety, to give us opportunities for funding, and to do different things that we need just for growing the business. So what I had as the start for training gave me some information on what I would need to know to go out and estimate a house. That was the starting point. And as we go further and further, each new week there's training on something else that may have been brought up in my initial on-site training, but didn't really stick till I see it in real life. And now that I'm starting to see those, we have that recurring weekly training that really helps put it in front of me again, so that training isn't just that one-time event, because there's no way to go to Utah, train at the start, and know everything that you need to know. At first, when I thought about training, I thought, okay, I'm good. I can pick up things very quickly. I'll go to Utah, I'll be there for a couple of days, and then I'm set. But Painter Bros really does give us that opportunity each and every week to have our franchise training, to ask questions and along with other franchisees, and really deepen our knowledge and what we're working with, our knowledge, our tools, to take into the opportunities that they bring so that I can better perform as a franchisee. I would say that I had three large struggles from the start. One of the first ones, it was marketing. And that was working with one of the Painter Bros partners, and there were just some things that were very hard to get going and to figure out what would resonate and land in this, and really this geographic region. And so that takes a while to learn, and I think that's something that I'm still learning, but we have more and more business coming in. The other aspect for challenges here at the start has just been learning the operations. But part of the advantage of taking in an early stage opportunity is that you have opportunities at the beginning and for really some nice growth, some big extended growth. But you also are going to work at times where the systems need some growth, need some volume, and need some refinement. Part of the growth of Painter Bros is they brought in a chief financial officer. So that helps with being able to address some of the financial challenges, the communications, even back into the contracting arena for what do the payment terms say and how do we hold any of the customers accountable for making those payments. Additionally, we also have a weekly session where we can provide input and feedback on our CRM. So I think Painter Bros is listening. I think they hear where my frustrations are and where I think things can be improved. And I do believe that they're taking active steps to make those improvements so that year one is going to be what it is, but year two will be smoother, year three will be smoother, and we'll have more and more of those opportunities to not only learn the system, but to become very proficient in it and to smooth out the areas that, allow us to go faster as time goes on. Oh gosh, when I think about my favorite part of owning a Painter Bros franchise, one thing that stands out right from the start is getting to know both the staff at Painter Bros and the other franchisees. There are incredible people that I trust completely with my business. One of the great things about the other franchisees and the work that we do is we can build upon each other. I can find maybe somebody that needs help that I know from a business relationship in another part of the country and refer them to a franchisee. I've had the opportunity to do that with the knowledge that the other franchisee is going to take care of them well enough to preserve my name and reputation with whoever I'm referring. So I really appreciate the people. We have knowledgeable people, we have very motivated, high achievers, very successful individuals that are a part of this organization, both as staff and franchisees. So I would say the first thing is the people. And so I love the opportunities we can go to a conference when we can get together on a call and I get to know some of the other franchisees and the staff more so than just a transactional working relationship, but understand who they are. Other thing that I've really enjoyed in this first year has been the opportunities. Getting to go and work on landing large accounts. For me, that's fun. I'm a pharmacist and my background in healthcare has really been with large projects and large organizations. So when we start talking about bigger, that lands more in my comfort zone. I love that business development part and I like the people that I get to do it with. I would say that actually it is a little bit scary to do these big accounts because I've got one national account project that's coming up, and from what I understand, once I made the finalist list, I was against two painting companies that have been in operation for over 30 years. And by getting these big projects, I think it accelerates our learning curve. Going, for me, from healthcare, a lot of other people come from trades, but some don't. And so we come from whatever background we have, we get these large projects, we have no choice but to accelerate our learning and to get proficient at a very fast pace. And I think that is something that's an advantage of Painter Bros because I wouldn't know what I know right now if I'd done the same volume of work for residential houses. To be able to take one of the 10 largest malls in the US and to be able to be in charge of repainting the interior of that mall, that's quite an accomplishment for somebody, I think, in their first year of running a painting business. And that is also, again, through our national team. All right, I'll probably be a little bit animated when I talk about what excites me for next year. It's going to be additional growth. Now that I've got more of a firm foundation for a residential base, getting my painters in place, which can be a little bit painful to get all the right painters lined up in a new operation, make sure that they perform the quality work. I really want to go after and get my own national account and believe that I can do so. So I get excited about the opportunities for large-scale growth, where I'm not talking about looking into next year and going, wow, maybe if I have a good year, I can get 10, 15, 20% growth. In my mind, I'm thinking with the support of Painter Bros, I can do more this year than the corporate location ever did. That's my goal. And then I can double it next year and then try to double it the year after that. So it's not looking at small incremental steps, but it's looking to take those large leaps from a smaller operation to a sizable operation that is really well known and has access to even more of those large national customers that I mentioned earlier. So that's what really excites me. The opportunity to take on some clients that are going to cross geographic barriers where I can coordinate with other franchisees. I love the people I work with. I like the clients that we get to serve. And so I think that adds to the growth, adds to the excitement for what I believe next year and the years beyond that will bring. The full plate of opportunities isn't going to exist in the same way in the future. So get in early, get the opportunities, understand that there will be some growing pains, but there is with every business. There's a lot of franchise operations that aren't going to have the growth potential of a Painter Bros. They're not going to have the risk that will outgrow our funding. So that's good and bad because we have the chance to grow very rapidly, but you just have to make sure that you've got those resources, connections, and from the very beginning that you're going and talking with bankers and finance companies to make sure you've got access to the capital so that when you land the big accounts, you can run those with no interruption to your operations or no sweat and concern for what the finances will look like. Hopefully there's something that I've said, something in my voice, or maybe a little bit of my excitement that is going to be that tipping point for somebody else that's looking at a franchise operation in a great territory, hopefully not here, I want to keep this for a while, but looking at a great territory and going, you know what? Rob said something really important and it resonated about the opportunity. I'm going to do this. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.